Frankly, what they're doing for golf is so great. What they're doing for the players is so great. The salaries are going to go way up.
Donald Trump, who is in big business with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, does his best PR for his masters. What do I mean? Watch this.
You're so closely associated with the city of New York.
Yeah.
You, of all people, understand the passion surrounding 9/11. What do you say to those family members who protested earlier this week and will be doing so again on Friday?
Before we hear his horrible answer, the reporter asks a fair question of this group.
This golf tournament is taking place 50 miles from ground zero.
It's disgusting.
Worse than a slap in the face.
You're taking money from an evil regime.
These are 3,000 Americans that were killed on American soil.
How much money to turn your back on your own country?
The group is called 9/11 Justice. It consists of the families of victims who died on September the 11th. They will be protesting near Trump Bedminster. So what was Trump's response?
Well, nobody's gotten to the bottom of 9/11.
Nope. Wrong. False. Turning your backs on Americans for profit. Disgusting, gross, nonsensical, inhumane. The fact I now have to show you this graphic because this sellout, this sucker, wouldn't say it because the Saudis are helping keep his business out of the red ticks me off. Previously, the U.S. found the Saudi government played no direct role. However, declassified documents by the FBI last year offered new details about two of the hijackers' encounters with a Saudi government employee. Saudi Arabia has long denied any connection to the attacks. Quick refresher. Donald Trump promised to declassify these documents, then reneged, even though he's not my guy. Along with many other Americans, he's not great. But you know who declassified those documents? That would be Joe Biden. Way before he stumped for the Saudis, Donald Trump went on national television on September 11, 2001, and gloated about how his building was the tallest in Manhattan. It wasn't, but he still called in to brag. He lied about being at ground zero on that gruesome, horrifying day when in reality, he contradicted himself, saying on the day of the attacks he was at home when the catastrophe occurred roughly 4 miles north. Then there was the lie Trump shouted that he witnessed thousands of Muslims celebrating the attacks in Dr. Oz's state, being New Jersey. We found no evidence to back up Trump's description of events on American soil, wrote PolitiFact. What we did find are many stories of Muslims living in New Jersey speaking out against the attacks and bracing themselves for anti-Muslim backlash. So what happened to this Donald Trump, you may be asking? The one who told Fox and Friends in February 2016, prior to taking the presidency and using taxpayers as his personal slush fund while befriending our enemies for profit, he blamed none other than Saudi Arabia. In his debate with Hillary Clinton, Trump attacked Clinton for taking $25 million from the Saudis from people that push gays off buildings. These are people that kill women and treat women horribly, and yet you take their money. However, one journalist wrote early on in the campaign in 2015, a senior Arab diplomat told me, the journalist, on condition of anonymity, that Trump had informed most of the Gulf governments in private that his anti-Muslim and anti-Arab rhetoric was all for the campaign, and that it would be business as usual once he was elected or, for that matter, defeated. He has long had business interests with Saudi Arabia. He just doesn't want you to know it. David Farenthold, who has covered Trump properties for years, broke this story. Trump's business relationships with the Saudi government and rich Saudi business executives go back to at least the 1990s. In Trump's hard times, a Saudi prince bought a super yacht and hotel from him when Trump was reportedly $900 million in debt. The Saudi government paid him $4.5 million for an apartment near the United Nations. Saudi lobbyists spent $270,000 in 2016 to reserve rooms at Trump's hotel in Washington. In 2017, Trump's hotels in New York and Chicago reported significant upticks in bookings from Saudi visitors. On the campaign trail, Trump registered 8 companies in Saudi Arabia, per the Washington Post reporting. We brought you a story yesterday on how the Saudis used military veterans of the United States to further their agenda and also use those veterans to give Donald Trump so much money into his properties. We brought that to you yesterday. Who can forget Jared Kushner getting a $2 billion investment from the kingdom's sovereign wealth fund to his newly formed private equity firm? Ditto with former Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, who got over $2.5 billion for his new private equity fund, with the wealth coming from the Middle East, including, of course, Saudi Arabia. The other reason, Trump is just bitter. Now let me break it down for you. He has not one, but 2 courses enlisted on Liv's tour schedule. Both of those received cancellations after the January 6th insurrection from the PGA. We have noted so many times, when this dude loses a dime, he is ticked. The fact is, this is revenge. We have seen this revenge before. You could even go back to the blueprint he laid with the United States Football League and the National Football League. He did the same exact thing. This is revenge for a very mad and probably insane person. And to him, nothing else matters. Even if that nothing else to him are the victims from the families of the September 11th attacks.